This man would have no problem dragging me off to a dungeon. Then you slide me in a tiny little area where I barely fit. I'm claustrophobic, so it starts to freak me out. My shoulders are big and burly. That's why you're afraid. And why do my hands need to go behind my back? Why do I have to be completely debilitated? They treat me like total crap. I can't look at them in the eyes. I have to look at the floor. And then if I give any kind of resistance and don't give them full dominion over my fingers as they fingerprint me, then what happens next is they slam my head into the wall. That's happened to me once. Every day, 100 emails of people saying, please help me. I got this jackboot thug kid here in Texas. I got a guy in LA. I got a story on camera. He got picked up for not paying traffic ticket. He's now HIV positive. It's not just one or two, and it's not a few bad apples. You have bad apples on this police department. I'm not going to a dungeon because this pig over here and this pig over here want to drag. I mean, look at the terror flag he's wearing. Look at the terror flag he's wearing. Video. What happened?
That's his business, not yours.
My business to ask, though. You know what I mean? I was actually going to drop the cameras and go into Kung Fu mode. Good thing you came back. If you hadn't come back, I was going to Kung Fu, bro. I'm just standing there filming, you know? These guys are so predictable. Such beta male chumpzillas that when you put torture cuffs on someone, you're torturing them.
I appreciate your information.
Well, it might not affect you at all. You might not give a rat's ass about another man. How many cops you guys need? You guys need a few more cops here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get another giant like this one. There's no third party to film cops searching your car. I mean, one time after I became known across the country, then the cops didn't put me in torture cuffs quite as tight. I was in torture cuffs and the guy tried to cut off the blood to my ulnar nerve in my arm. That's why this hand shakes now, because of what he did. He's got his hands on his head like a POW though. You know, I'm not a fan of police, but at the same time, I'll treat you like an individual. Absolutely. Until someone gives me a directive or tries to demand my ID or.
No, so you can't do that in here. You can do God's all you want.
So let me
record other people.
Now let me tell you this: go pound sand. Go pound sand, bro. Jump down on your knees and eat my shorts. I'm filming them right now. What are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? No, you can't. No, you can't. Go ahead. Now let me educate this dirty jackboot thug pig. You have a First Amendment right to film police. That right does not change when you go into a police lobby. It's right there, the right to film cops. You got people like that who don't know that this is a public forum. I can film in here anytime I'd like. What are you gonna do about it? Well, you're not gonna do a damn thing. And if you do, I'll sue you personally under 1983. And then you'll face federal district court. Or take your happy ass back to your office and flee like a little dog.
That was easy.
Look at this kid. Look at him. They little stick figure they put in a costume.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
This is a kid. I could wipe the green from out behind his ears. Don't do this crap. Was your daddy a pig? Tell me what happened. Retire now, dude. Are you going to physically stop me from doing my job?
I'm not going to physically do that.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to walk around here and take some videos.
Okay.
So if you're done, then head on back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good day.
Appreciate you.
Okay.
So that was a lie.
Today I need to help with pretty good calling or mailing.
What did he say?
My dad was in the police department from 1946 to 1981. He retired as a shift commander. And I'll tell you what, this fire station was built in 1969. And he was here from 69 to 81. He was a shift commander here. And before that, you know where the big city hall is? When he first started, that city hall was built in about 1955, and the old city hall, he was in there. And then after that, but is there anybody I could talk to here?
Huh? Unless they want to come down to the gym.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.
Instead of walking around sighing and breathing hard.
I don't like where this is going.
They're literally colluding together at the front and blocking me from entering.
Come on, man.
Dude, you better grab me while you got that badge on. I'm not going to physically challenge you, dude. Not while you got the badge on and you're working in a security capacity. I'm not going to challenge you. Hey, there we are. There's an officer of the law. I don't go in there and smash that desk and beat everybody up and say, I'll do what I want because I agree to live under a series of laws. I've agreed to that. I'm a law-abiding citizen. I won't violate your rights just like I don't want you to violate mine. I want a matter of record. I'm not willingly walking off. He's telling me if I don't leave that he's going to arrest me. And so as a man of law and order who respects the social contract and the rule of law, I'm going to do what he tells me to, because if I don't do what he tells me, he's going to arrest me. You are a bro. You're not tough at all. With your badge and gun, You got no badge and gun, you're a wuss. Don't get in my face, punk ass.
Excuse me.
Think you're a man with a gun in your hand, don't you?
You're a jack. Thank you for being a good. I'm telling you, dude.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Dude, get your hand off my camera, lady. I'm fired. Your dad's a pig. Your dad is a pig.
Call my dad a pig?
I think your dad's a pig, bro.
Really?
Are you rude? Get off me, bro. Get off me, bro. You want to attack me? Do it. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Go
Trying to
ahead.
get-
Go ahead. What's the matter? You don't want to be on camera now that you tried to attack me? You can't attack me, dude. You need to get on a stair stepper for a while.
Where is law
Got a minute and 46.
For law enforcement for what? For having a civil discussion? Name and badge number. Name and badge number. What's your name and badge number? Hey, you have to identify yourself according to policy.
Leave him alone.
No, he has to identify.
No, he doesn't.
Yes,
Leave
he
him
does.
alone. Go back to California. Leave them alone.
You're upset because he didn't identify himself.
You can't act in your official capacity and not give your name and badge number. This cop comes out here and starts demanding me around and then threatens me that he's going to come out. Well, do it. Do it. Put me in torture cuffs. Then I get damages. Right now it'll be a declaratory judgment.
Sure.
He came out and asked me if my name was Dan. I said, I'm not going to tell you my name's Dan or not. And then he said, well, you can't film in here. You're making someone feel uncomfortable. So then I went right over and I put the camera around. The guy said, what are you going to do about it?
Got his name on the back here, and you
Okay.
also have my card with my contact information. We went away from badge numbers because we changed from badge numbers to department
Solomon
seniority.
Aries. Is he a lieutenant, a captain, a sergeant? What is Solomon?
He's a police officer.
He's an officer.
Yeah,
Well,
yes, sir.
he should not be promoted. You don't get to not identify and act in your official capacity. And that is worth filing for. It'll take me about 4 hours to write.
Policy not to jump out of his vehicle.
But you guys killed the battery.
Not allowed to.
Are you gonna help her get her car started?
Can't base off on policy.
Off your policy. What's your name and badge number?
What?
So that you can identify the thousands of people watching.
Why do I need to identify myself?
Because you're an officer on duty, and according to LVM handbook, when someone asks you for your name and badge number, you're supposed to give it.
Based off what?
Your handbook that I've read, that you have not read, obviously. I'm a member of the press. I'm a member of the press. I need to identify you. Okay, I'll do what I do.
I grew up in this town, and this is bullshit.
They were going.
They left the lights on. I can't get to my car.
If you're gonna one up and you're gonna film the police, you better know what you're gonna say and how you're gonna say it. You have to practice saying it. So when you see a copper, you're gonna run up and you're gonna say, "Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be filming this interaction. I invoke my First Amendment right." You can address me as Mr. Good Citizen. You have to have your stick down. Cop comes up to me and says something. I'm a little bit confused.
You can leave
I'm
our
gonna
scene.
stand
Yes,
right
you can,
here.
sir.
I'm standing in the parking lot. I came to
Sir,
get
would
gas.
you like me to
and you guys-
trespass this individual
You
from your
can't
property?
trespass me. Honey, you can't solicit a trespass. Go ahead, let's follow it. Let's see if you're gonna get sued. She's trying to solicit a trespass from owners. It's illegal. You guys are seeing it all over the country. Auditors are getting arrested left and right. And why are they getting arrested? Because they don't have their stick down. They don't have their lingo, their jargon, their mumbo jumbo, and they don't invoke their rights. Now, when the cop comes up to me, the first thing I'm gonna say is, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. What's your name and badge number? Now, I just said that I get to be quiet and you have to tell me who you are. You see the power in that? You see the power in that?
There it is. There it is. Let's pause that bad chicken. Welcome everybody to another rendition of Delete Laws. My name is Chili DeCastro. I will be your host. I am an autodidactic constitutional law scholar. Everything I learned completely on my own. I didn't study law in college. I studied journalism. And then after that, in 2002, the chief of police, LAPD, Michael Moore, no-knock raided my house with a SWAT team, kicked my door down. Where are the pills? I looked at him and said, "Are you in the right place, man? Are you in the right house right now?" Greg is here. What's going on? Milena is here. Jeebus Crisp. I hope Jeebus can stay in the chat. What's going on? Melisa, Oklahoma Cop Watch. Kyle, Princess Buttercup. Can everybody do me a favor? Can you hit the like button? Can you do me a favor just really super duper fast and hit the like button? It's that thumbs up thing looking down there. If you would, pretty please. Matthew's in the chat. What is going on? Chuck, what is going on? And Les OTVO. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. And why do we say overturn Terry versus Ohio? There are 4 parts of Terry versus Ohio that you absolutely should be able to explain inside and out very quickly to other people. Number 1, it puts officer safety above our civil liberties. Officer safety is more important than your First Amendment, your Second Amendment, your third, fourth, fifth. Officer safety is numero uno. Secondly, it creates reasonable articulable suspicion. There was no such thing for reasonable articulable suspicion before 1968 in Terry versus Ohio. Number three, part of the Terry stop is cops get to run up and grab you and put their hands on you. They get to touch you. That in 1968, that was the back of the hand on the trousers to see if you had a weapon. Today, it's a POW style arrest. And number four is they get to detain you. This magical detainment space where you're not arrested, you're only detained. What does detainment mean? The POW style of arrest. They can take you to the ground, throw you on your belly, stick their knees in your back, put the torture cuffs on you super tight. Put a 1 in the chat if you know what the torture cuffs are like. I would like to know, do you guys know how badly the torture cuffs hurt? Do you know how badly the torture cuffs hurt? That is all because of Terry versus Ohio. Without Terry versus Ohio, none of that stuff happens. That's not how it works. That is not how it works. There's no such thing as detainment. It was created because of the government wanted to take down the Black Panthers. That was their whole goal. That was everything that they were working on, was taking down the Black Panthers. That's what they were doing. And so I'm telling you the truth. That's what I know. And so let's get into a few videos. Before we begin, though, let me just say thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. As you guys know, I just got out of the dungeon after being in the dungeon for 4 months, and it's been a hard transition getting back to normal, to be I know that sometimes people, or even I myself, I may think that I'm indestructible and Superman and all that stuff, but no, I can get hurt, and it hurt getting put in jail, and it hurt getting put in solitary confinement, and it was a painful process. And I realize how lucky I am to be here with you guys now. And so I just want to say thank you. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Put it in the comment section. OTVO looks just like this. OTVO. You see that? Can you guys see the comment section right there? Put it in the comment section. OTVO. So I went by the TikTok Rick Rock. Do you guys know what TikTok is? I call it TikTok Rick Rock. I've called it TikTok Rick Rock since the very beginning. Kim Blandino. So if you guys don't know who Kim Blandino is, Kim Blandino is old school. He's been around the block. Kim, if that's the real Kim, if that's the real Kim Blandino, I'll have you on. I'll have you come on Delete Laws, introduce you to the crowd so everybody knows who Kim Blandino is. I mean, talk about attacked by trolls and a freedom fighter. Kim Blandino is that guy. Thanks sevenfold for the gifted memberships. Good to see you, Rights On. Good to see you, Soy Leal. Good to see everybody. Jody Shiloh, nice to see you. How are you, Jody? Is it Shio or Shiloh? I'm not really quite sure. Jorge is here. What is going on? Michael Dolan is here. It's the real Kim Blandino. All right, let's bring him in. Let's watch a couple minutes of this video, and I'll come right back.
It's a traffic infraction.
It's a traffic infraction.
Yes, sir.
Can I file a criminal report with you since you pulled me over today?
Absolutely, if you wish to do that.
Yeah, I do.
But we could talk about that.
I can't talk about that until I file the criminal report with you, sir, because this pertains to evidence, to substantiate evidence of racketeering under color of law in regards to what you're soliciting here right now with an unconscionable contract bringing me into court already as a victim under duress from crime that I've already reported brought on by the Department of Motor Vehicles. Okay. Please allow me to elaborate. Are you familiar with what a motor vehicle is?
Sure.
Are you aware of the federal definition of a motor vehicle?
I believe so.
Okay. Are you aware that since you have belief and knowledge of what the federal definition of a motor vehicle is, that a motor vehicle by federal definition is one that is used on the highways explicitly for commercial purposes? Are you aware of this?
I don't believe that is correct. But
it is much so correct. Can you please look that up real quick before we proceed? Because I am filing a criminal report right now with you.
Okay, well, we can do that after this situation.
Sir, you don't want to participate in racketeering under color of law right now and bring in unwittingly a prosecutor to prosecute me over a victimless crime if you know nothing about the law surrounding what you're involving yourself
Okay,
with.
so let's examine this just a little bit further, and I'm going to show you the case law behind it.
Highways explicitly for commercial purpose of a motor vehicle is, since you have belief and knowledge
Since you have belief and knowledge
what the federal definition of a motor vehicle is, that a motor vehicle by federal definition is one that is used on the highways explicitly for commercial purposes. Are you aware of this?
I don't believe that is correct.
Okay, so
but
is that correct? Is that right? I'm showing this video for a very particular reason. Is that right or is that wrong? Put a 1 in the chat if the driver is correct. Put a 2 in the chat if the cop is correct. Melisa is here. Melisa, what is going on? How are you? Gloria is here. Put a 1 in the chat if the driver is correct. Put a 2 in the chat if the cop is correct. So I just want to know, Steve Conkler is here. Steve's got some pretty cool stuff. We'll get into what Steve has done pretty soon here. So the driver's correct? Is that what so far the overwhelming reply in the chat, if you guys are not seeing the chat, it is Matthew says 2. Matthew says 2. So he says the cop is correct. So pretty soon, I've only got about 10 votes. Can you vote for me real fast? Put in the chat if you think that the driver's correct, that the motorized vehicle is a vehicle used in commercial usage and he doesn't have to have a license or registration. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that the cop is correct, that is not true. So
is much so correct. Can you please look that up real quick before we proceed? Because I am filing a criminal report right now.
Okay, well, we can do that after this situation.
Sir, you don't want to participate in racketeering under color of law right now and bring in unwittingly a prosecutor to prosecute me over a victimless crime if you know nothing about the law surrounding what you're involving yourself with right now.
Okay, so what is the law exactly surrounding it? And so we're going to go to the 1915 case. I have made a mistake a few times. I said 1913. Forgive me. I doing the best I can with what I've got, but I have made that mistake once or twice. So this is the actual holding of the 1915 case of Hendrick versus Maryland. And so what this says here, and I'll just read it to you. Let me see what you guys can see so I can make sure that screen is big. Okay, the screen is big. In the absence of national legislation covering the subject, a state may prescribe uniform regulations necessary for safety and order in respect to operation of motorized vehicles on the highways, including those moving in interstate commerce. A reasonable graduated license fee on motor vehicles, when imposed on those engaged in interstate commerce, does not constitute a direct and material burden on such commerce and render the act imposing such fee void under the Commerce Clause of the Federal Constitution. And so as we go down here, here is Mr. Justice Reynolds. If you guys don't know who Reynolds was, he was a real piece of shit. And so here is the actual holding. There's a story right there. Okay. The Maryland legislature, by an act effective July 1st, 1910, prescribed a comprehensive scheme for licensing and regulating motorized vehicles. The following summary sufficiently indicates its provisions. The governor shall appoint a commissioner of motorized vehicles with power to designate assistants who shall secure enforcement of the statute. Before any motor vehicle operated upon the highway, the owner shall make a statement to the commissioner and procure a certificate of registration. Thereafter, it shall bear a numbered plate. This certificate and plate shall be evidence of authority for operating the machine during the current year. So they don't say that it's just a vehicle in commerce. Registration fees are fixed according to horsepower, $6 when 20 or less horsepower, $12 for 20 to 40 horsepower, and $18 when you're excess of 40 horsepower. No person shall drive a motor vehicle upon a highway until he has obtained the cost of $2 of an operator's license subject to revocation. And then it goes on to say any owner or operator of an automobile non-resident of Maryland who has complied with the laws of the state in which he resides requiring the registration of motorized vehicles or licensing operators thereof may under specific conditions obtain a distinguished tag and permission to operate in such a machine over the highways for not exceeding 2 periods of 7 consecutive days in a calendar year. So what this says right here, according to the 1915 case, Chevy according to the 1915 case of Hendricks versus Maryland, is that you do have to have a license. That's what the Supreme Court said. You guys have heard me talk how much I just can't stand an unelected Supreme Court that doesn't answer to the people at all. The Supreme Court in this particular case did say, Chevy, thanks for the super chat, brother. The Supreme Court did say, King Braveheart said, "LOL, that's funny." Big. How many pigs can you put in the comment section? Go. How many pigs can you put in the comment section? Go. Put it in the comment section. Pig. How many pigs can you put in the comment section? How many pigs? How many piggies can you put? Okay, sorry.
You have it's a traffic infraction.
That up real quick before we proceed, because I am filing a criminal report right now with you.
Okay, well, we can do that after this situation.
Sir, you don't want to participate in racketeering under color of law right now and bring in unwittingly a prosecutor to prosecute me over a victimless crime if you know nothing about the law surrounding what you're involving yourself with right now. So can I please begin to file my criminal report with you before you engage in racketeering under color of law and deprive me of my rights, bringing me in for another malicious prosecution where you wouldn't have evidence to substantiate that I am legally required to have that, because this is federally protected property. You said yourself you have knowledge of what the definition of a motor vehicle is. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. You are aware that federally, I'm telling you federally, and you can look this up right now in Google, the federal definition, which you will see for your own eyes if you investigate the criminal report that I'm making right now, alleging felony crime has occurred. I haven't got into it yet, but the federal definition states that you're claiming are you claiming this to be a motor vehicle?
What you're driving? Yes.
Okay. Federally, it's not.
Okay.
Have you?
This man would have no problem dragging.
You have. You have self-defense.
Right now on the roads.
I'm writing you a state code, not a federal code.
I'm not a statist, sir. Are you a statist?
Do you have a Virginia license?
What are you holding?
Your Virginia license.
And you're asking me what?
If you're not a statist, then why would you carry a Virginia license?
I'm a victim under duress. Yeah, and that's why I'm trying to file a criminal report, because this is ongoing racketeering that I'm involved with as a victim.
All right, so let me explain this to you.
I don't need you to. I need you to take the criminal report because you're about to engage in becoming an accessory to their crimes after the fact.
Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Do you really?
Yes.
But you're not writing this down.
I know, but we have
taking evidence from my mouth under penalty of perjury that I'm giving you right now.
Okay, are you finished?
You obviously haven't begun to take an appropriate formal criminal report, and I'm requesting you perform your administrative duties. Are you a member of the Blue Wall of Silence? I'm asking because you're wearing a thin blue line on your badge to cover.
This. It's a traffic infraction.
It's a traffic infraction.
Sorry about that. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to mess up the sound here. So where does that term, the blue wall of silence, come from? Does anybody know that? That's what I wanted to ask you guys. He said a very specific term.
Are you a member of the Blue Wall of Silence? I'm asking because you're wearing a thin blue line on your badge to cover.
Okay, so where does that term come from? Where does the term Citizens Broadcast Cooperative got it? The term blue wall of silence comes directly from the Mullen Commission. You can get a copy of the Mullen Commission on deletelaws.com 100% for free. Go to deletelaws.com and you can get this Mullen Commission. You can get it. You can get it on deletelaws.com for free. You could also get a trifold while you're there, but you can get the Mullen 100% for free. And so he's actually quoting the blue wall of silence from the Mullen Commission.
It's a traffic
It's
infraction.
a traffic infraction.
Yes, sir.
Can I file a criminal report with you since you pulled me over today?
Absolutely, if you wish to do that.
Yeah, I do.
But we could talk about that.
I can't talk about that until I file the criminal report with you, sir,
yes.
because this pertains to evidence to substantiate evidence of racketeering under color of law in regards to what you're soliciting here right now with an unconscionable contract bringing me into court already as a victim under duress from crime that I've already reported brought on by the Department of Motor Vehicles.
Okay.
Please allow me to elaborate. Are you familiar with what a motor vehicle is?
Sure.
That he's, I mean, so let me just say it unequivocally. He's incorrect. I don't like it. I don't agree with it. I think the driver's license is a scam. I know it is. It's a scam. But to the 300 people who are here watching right now across the 3 different channels on YouTube's and on X, I want you guys to understand that you do have to have a license according to federal law. The federal law empowers the states to be able to create Department of Motorized Vehicles. I mean, this is the whole reason why I tell you to get your license, registration, and proof of insurance put on a laminated card. That's the reason why I tell you to do it. Or I would say, let's not do it. But I believe that my job is to make sure that you don't go to jail. I was just in jail for 4 months. I don't recommend it. It's not fun. It's not good. It's bad. And so we have got to somehow come together, and Jesus is coming any day. That's not the one I wanted to cover up, though. I wanted to say hello to Liberty Blair. Nice to see you, Liberty Blair. Hello, Flying Grandpa. Thank you. You hit the like button. Hit the like button, everybody, if you would. Pretty please. And let's go to video number 2. This is video number 2 right here. And I put together a bunch of videos to share with you guys today. I wanted to show you some specific videos so that we could talk about the rule of law and how important it is to make sure that we don't give them a chance to grab us up. I put myself in the crosshairs with that judge, and she put me in the dungeon. You guys all saw it. It was horrific. It was horrible.
What's the matter with you? Step away from the car. What's the matter with
This video is super intense, so I hope you're ready. If you want to go and get a copy of the Mullen Commission, it's on deletelaws.com. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Really, you should get a copy of the Mullen Commission.
with you? Shut the fuck up. You. Step away from the car. Hey, get your hands off him. What's the matter with you? Step away from the car. What's the matter with you? Do you not understand English? Step Do you back not understand? Get the fuck in your car and get the fuck out of here. I will if you step back. I'll step forward. Let me go. Murphy, okay, go in front. 24 what? 24167. This other door over here has. Pussy ass motherfucker. Oh no, I'm by your car. Oh shit. Oh no. Watch out, George. Watch out, George. Pussy. Put your hands on me. If you don't know how to listen to instructions, just let me know.
You don't be putting hands on people, man.
Then listen to when I tell you to step back. It's that simple. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Whoever.
Does that sound like SGV to you, the auditor?
Step back so I can get in my car and leave, please. Thank you. Go ahead. Your partner's got your back right there.
Okay, I'm showing you this for a very particular reason. I downloaded this. I screen recorded it. I uploaded it to my YouTube studio. I spent my time getting this to share with you, and here's the reason why. This part right here.
Step back so I can get in my car and leave, please. Thank you.
Okay. If you get in the way of the JBTP, if you physically get in the way of the cop, that is the literal definition of obstruction. They will charge you, they will arrest you, the judge will be on the cop's side. You can audit, you can be mouthy, and believe me, I've been really super tame just as my brain comes back to being normal. I've been really effed up for the last couple of months, but I'm finally like, I'm firing on all cylinders. If you get in the way of the copper, if you physically get in the way of him in his car door. I watched an episode of American Patriot, episode 40 or 41 the other day, and I didn't let the cop get in his car. Spooge Jarek. How many of you guys, can I get a Spooge Jarek in the comment section? And that cop could have arrested me and charged me with obstruction. I mean, I was walking the line like I always have, but I wanted you guys to realize Ms. Constitutional Rights. I wanted you to know that if you get in the way, Melissa, if you get in the way of the copper, Iggy, if you get in the way, then the copper can arrest you and charge you with obstruction. And I wrote a whole series of protocols, Like, do you guys want to see some inside stuff that hasn't come out yet? I'll show you guys some inside stuff here real quick. This has not come out yet, but the reason why I did this is when I was in the dungeon and I was laying in there on that metal cot and I was being treated like absolute shit day in and day out constantly. I said to myself, what could you do to make sure other people don't get arrested? And I'll show you what that is. Let's watch a couple more minutes of SGV.
Partners got your back right there. What are you afraid of? You got the gun? Who's this punk right here? Murphy? 24167?
Blow smoke in my face again.
Do
See
it
what
again.
happens.
You're the one that doesn't want to get in the car, homeboy.
Why are you getting closer, man?
Get your hands off.
Why are Stay you back. pushing me?
Back up, man. Don't be putting hands on people.
Don't be pushing me. Don't blow smoke in my face.
Get in your car and shut the fuck up.
Hey, man, you're the one that stepped up into his face closer to get.
No, you guys walked over here to our car.
This is my
You're looking
car.
inside our police
This
vehicle.
is my car.
No, it's not your
Yes,
car.
it is my
it's
car.
The city of Los Angeles.
And who lives in this city?
Do you? I don't know.
The
I don't know who you
community.
are.
I'm
What's your
part of
name?
the community,
What's your
homeboy.
name?
Don't worry about my name. I don't have to identify. You do. It's policy, homeboy.
What's your name?
Don't worry about that.
Okay. Have
Good
a nice-
citizen.
Have a good night.
Refer to me as good citizen.
Okay, you're not allowed to go inside a police vehicle.
Did I go inside?
Who the f- was
You
going
looked
in there?
inside. Oh my God! I'll look inside again. Look at that.
Step back. Don't test
Look at that. I'll test you all I want, homeboy. We'll see who loses. We'll see who loses. Yeah, we'll see how it
We
goes.
will.
Yeah, we will.
Have a good night.
You have a good night. Get in your car. You're the scaredy one right here. Look at your partner laughing at your ass.
What's your name?
What's my name? You can refer to me as good citizen.
So the only reason that I showed that to you is because I want you to realize I'm creating an entire website dedicated to First Amendment auditors. And this is the shirt that I have coming out, First Amendment Auditor, First Amendment Press. And the reason why I created this and the reason why I'm creating some protocols for First Amendment auditors is because there's so many of us who are being arrested and prosecuted and put in a dungeon. So what this shirt does right here is it when you walk up on the scene, that tells the copper that you're a First Amendment auditor right away. I have another version of it where it says First Amendment Press on the front and First Amendment Press on the back and First Amendment auditors in a tiny little print up here in the corner. I just don't have a screenshot of it on my phone. But the reason why I'm doing it is because when you go in front of the judge, the cop, in my case, Brandon Bork, the cop told the judge, I didn't know who he was. Well, this changes that. Now, when you walk up, I recommend you announce this is a First Amendment audit. Say it out loud, especially for those of you who are not activists, like some of these hardcore people like me and a few others, right? You want to have that shirt on so that that you can't, Anthony, what's going on? What is going on? You want to make sure that you're protected. You don't want to put yourself in a bad situation where you can get arrested. And then when you go to court, there's no way you can appeal because the cop's going to say, oh, I was afraid for my life and I didn't know who he was. I just went through that. Sell a version of it without the word audit, but the idea of a press t-shirt is amazing. And I don't know why it hasn't been done like the news has done it before. Listen, I actually trademarked First Amendment Auditor when I was in the dungeon because I had planned on trying to make a more uniformed, cleaned up version of First Amendment Auditors so that there's not so many of us going to jail. It's constant. It's every day. Every other day, there's a First Amendment Auditor going to jail.
So I can understand. Loud, you can hear. Not at liberty to take pictures of.
I cannot hear you. Can you stop yelling so I can understand?
Loud, you can hear me.
I can't understand.
Take pictures of the vehicles
I can't.
in this parking lot.
Now say it one more time so I can.
Caption that real quick, everybody. Caption that? What's her name? Somebody give her a name right now. Give her a name. Give her a name.
You can hear me.
I can't understand.
Take pictures of the vehicles in this parking lot.
Now say it one more time so I can understand what.
Do not take pictures of the vehicles in a bank parking lot.
But I'm not on your property.
It doesn't matter.
That matters.
It doesn't matter.
It does.
It doesn't.
This is private information. It is not for your use. You video me all you want.
Just go to the side.
No, I will not.
Like that. It's not how this works.
Hey, you guys, look at them, man.
Look at them trying to block the camera.
See, but now, when these things show up, it's going to be a real problem.
What does that mean?
It means that you're threatening.
You know, if you don't like urban slang, then you won't like this, but I like urban slang. Listen to what he says.
What does that mean?
What do that mean?
It means that you're threatening the employees who work at this facility.
I didn't threaten nobody.
Then why are you videoing and taking that information?
I told you I was working on something.
What are you working? But do you understand how it's weird?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you understand how it's legal for me to record on the public side? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Do you understand how it's weird? Okay. What do you think's weirder? Do you think it's weirder? Do you think, is it more weird or weirder? I'm not sure. Do you think it's weirder for her to dress up like G.I. Joe Loser in America than it is for you to take your camera phone and film a bank? Which is weirder? I think what you do, lady, I think what you do is much weirder than what we do. We're filming you because you are dangerous, because you're hurting, raping, killing our people in the streets. We are worried about you. We think it's weird that you signed up to be in a position where you think you could be in charge of me. I could break your... Oh, I got to be careful what I say. I think I slobbered a little bit just now. I'm sorry. I did. I slobbered a little bit just now. I think it's weird that you would put on a bulletproof vest and carry a gun and think that because you put on that vest and that badge and carry that gun, that you could actually take me on. You couldn't. You couldn't today. You couldn't tomorrow. Maybe when like I'm 90, you could do it. But right now, she could not. What makes you think you're physically capable to take on a man that's a man? Like, it is just so stupid. It is just so stupid.
Not do you understand nobody?
Then why are you videoing and taking that?
Because it's his right, douchebag. It's his right.
That information.
I told you I was working on something.
What are you working? But do you understand how it's weird?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do you understand how it's legal for me to record on the public sidewalk? Why won't you tell him that? Because I'm on the public sidewalk.
You're still in the parking lot.
I'm on a public sidewalk.
All the way.
Sir, can I get a supervisor out here, please? Let's get a supervisor.
Okay, well, we need to get your information.
Absolutely not.
Okay, so sorry. I only wanted to show it to you because remember I sat here and picked out videos because I wanted to show you specific things within the video. You have a right to film a bank from a parking lot, I'm sorry. You have a right to film a bank from the sidewalk. The cop or the management of that place cannot tell you, don't assault us. I spittled a little bit. Lizzo TVO. Oh, I got to make an announcement. So listen, everything I'm doing is getting demonetized and age restricted. all the videos that I'm doing are getting age restricted and demonetized, and I can't stop it. So I have created a Patreon account where I take all the blur off. So if I show you this here, you'll just take a look. You can see it here. It's ad suitability, age restricted, and then the views that used to be in the hundreds of thousands every day, we have to lock them and re-upload them. So 38,000, 33,000 ad suitability. So I opened a Patreon account. You guys can find me on Delete Laws on Patreon. And I took all the blur off the videos. We have been working hard behind the scenes. We have been working really hard behind the scenes, but it's a constant grind to keep up. It really, really is. Video 4.
To you, man. What up, though? How you doing today? Wayne County Sheriff Department, Special Operations. Specialize in narcotics.
So I got this off TikTok. It says aggressive black cop harassing a black man is just wrong. A cop harassing anybody is wrong, regardless of their skin color.
Appreciate the recording. So I'm gonna do this real quick. Unfortunately, you guys just came from the drug location we're watching. So young lady, I'm gonna do it like this because I do not want you going to jail. Actually, you drove her to it. You waited around on the second block for her.
I ain't know if she's going to get no drugs, man. What you mean? Come on.
She was going.
I don't care what she was going to. That's another.
Young lady, step out the car for me. You got a license for me, man?
Me? No.
Sir, do you have a license for me?
Yeah, I got a license.
I need your license.
I'm saying, you asked for my license. Y'all put up on me. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with me, bro.
That's fine. I need your license, man.
Okay, so why am I being detained then?
You're driving the vehicle. You didn't use your turn signal when you just.
Oh, I did use the turn signal.
I need your driver's license. I'm not.
So I see you finna say and lie now. I ain't gonna say and lie, man.
I don't have to lie to you, man.
You just did lie. You said I need a turn signal, bro. You know I ain't need no turn signal. You just said you pulled us over because you said she seen you went to a drug house.
I'm telling you the PC
now you
stopping you. I need your driver's license.
No, you stay.
Okay, so what kind of stop is this? Can anybody tell me what kind of stop is this? He's stopping him based on the idea, and there's a very specific reason I'm showing you this video right here. What is the stop called? It's a Terry stop, but what's the extension of a Terry stop when you're in a car, when the cop decides that he's suspicious of you, but you haven't done anything wrong? He said, oh, you went over to that chemical house over there. So it would be a Terry stop, but there's an extension of Terry. I'll give you a clue. It happened in 1996. It's a Supreme Court case that was unanimously decided.
You stopped me because she went to a drug house. That's what you just said. I got it on tape, bro.
That's fine.
Okay, so why you saying lie there and saying something about some bullshit? Stop.
Man, let me get the goddamn license. I'm not going to keep debating with you.
You cussing, man? What you cussing for, bro?
I need your driver's license.
Okay, I got license, bro. You see the license right here?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, let me get my license right there on the floor. You see it right there? No, you want me to open the door?
Yeah, you can open the door.
You see it right there? You want to grab it?
No, you can get your license. Okay,
well, just let me know then, man. You over here kind of acting aggressive, man.
I'm acting aggressive because you're not paying attention.
What you mean?
The most aggressive, hostile cops are black cops to black people, Mexican cops to Mexican people, white cops to white people. The most aggressive cops, Sid got it. There it is, Sid. Oh, Melissa got it before you. Melissa got it 3 comments before you. Bree got it even sooner. That's right. It's Ren versus the United States. So we're at 1 minute and 30 seconds on this video. So Ren versus United States is decided in 1996, and it's going to be a unanimous Supreme Court. All 9 of the appointed Supreme Court personnel by seniority or by ideology, they said the unanimous court held that as long as officers have a reasonable cause to believe. So it went from reasonable articulable suspicion to reasonable cause to believe that a traffic violation occurred.
To you, man. How you doing today? Wayne County Sheriff Department, Special Operations. Specialize in narcotics. Appreciate the recording. So I'm going to do this real quick. Unfortunately, you guys just came from the drug location.
Okay, so typically he would say out loud what the exact, it is Ren versus United States. Someone can type that in there for me. Ren versus United States. They have to have a traffic infraction. And so let's go back to that holding so that you guys can understand. They may stop a motor vehicle. So have reasonable cause to believe that a traffic violation occurred. So that cop has to come up with the traffic violation that they did. Okay. They may stop any vehicle. In the present case, the officer had reasonable cause to stop the petitioners for a traffic violation since they sped away from a stop sign. Of course, Michael Wren was a black guy. Wren and Brown were driving in a high chemical area. Some plainclothes officers, while patrolling the neighborhood in an unmarked vehicle, noticed Michael Wren and Brown, the other guy, sitting in a truck at an intersection sign for a long time. Suddenly, without signaling, there's your traffic violation. Wren turned his truck and sped away. Observing this traffic violation, the officer stopped the truck. So in this particular case, when this copper says this driver...
Wayne County Sheriff Department, Special Operations, specialize in narcotics. Appreciate the recording. So I'm going to do this real quick. Unfortunately, you guys just came from the drug location.
Okay, he did not list a traffic infraction. And so now if you're recording, like this gentleman is recording, and the cop doesn't come up and articulate to you a traffic violation, you do exactly as I always teach you: invoke your Fifth Amendment right, use your trifold, use your camera, don't answer any questions, don't break yourself in any way. If he's going to arrest you, he's going to arrest you. And that's fine. Because if it's on video and you use the trifold, we'll get you out of jail. I will crowdfund your money. I will go to the jail. I will get your ass out of that jail. But he did not articulate a motorized vehicle infraction. And because he didn't, this is an unlawful stop. He can't just pull you over because you were in a high crime area and say, oh yeah, I have reasonable cause to believe. You have to have a traffic violation. The cop has to have a traffic violation. And if he doesn't, and it's on camera, then we got him. We got him together.
Watching. So, young lady, I'm going to do it like this because I do not want you going to jail. Actually, you drove her to it. You waited around on the second block for her.
I ain't know if she's going to get no drugs, man. What you mean? Come on.
She was going?
I don't care what she's going to. That's nothing.
Young lady, step out the car for me. You got a license for me, ma'am?
Me? No.
Sir, do you have a license for me?
Yeah, I got a license.
I need your license.
I'm saying, you asked for my license. Y'all put up on me. That ain't got nothing to do with me, bro.
That's fine. I need your license, man.
Okay, so why am I being detained then?
You're driving the vehicle. You didn't use your turn signal when you just...
I did use the turn.
Oh, there it is. Now he's saying he didn't use his turn signal.
I need your driver's license. I'm not...
I see you finna saying loud.
Okay, so now he's hitting the points of Wren. So back down to the holding here. Had a reasonable cause to stop the petitioners for a traffic violation as they sped away at an unreasonable speed and without using their turn signal. Thus, since an actual traffic violation occurred, the ensuing search and seizure of the offending vehicle was reasonable, regardless of what other personal motivations the officer may have had for stopping the vehicle. Furthermore, the court rejected the claim that the anxiety, confusion, and haste which the petitioners experienced from the stop and search outweighed the government's interest in traffic safety. Look at that lump of bullshit. How you feel isn't as important as traffic safety. While the Fourth Amendment does require a balancing test between search and seizure benefits and the harm it might cause the individuals, such a test only applies to unusually harmful searches and seizures. There was nothing unusually harmful about this traffic stop. But let's talk about that just for a moment. Isn't it unreasonable? Isn't it absolutely horrible when you go through a traffic stop and they search and seize your car? Isn't it absolutely horrible? I'm just wondering, put a 1 in the chat if it's absolutely horrible going through a search and seizure during a traffic stop. That's hold on a second. It's just so unbelievable. It's just so unbelievable. There we go right there. Okay. So, but the court doesn't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about me. They don't care about us.
to a drug house. That's what you just said. I got it on tape, bro.
That's fine.
Okay, so why you saying lie then and saying something about some bullshit? Stop.
Man, let me get the goddamn license. I'm not going to keep debating with you.
You cussing, man? What you cussing for, bro?
I need.
Look at this jackboot thug pig. Put it in the comment section. JBTP.
Turn signal, bro. You know ain't no turn signal. You just said you pulled us over because you said she changed you to a drug house.
I'm telling you the PC
Now you
is
telling
stopping
me this.
you. I need your driver's
No,
license.
you stopped me because she went to a drug house. That's what you just said. I got it on tape, bro.
That's fine.
Okay, so why you saying lie then and saying something about some bullshit? Stop.
Man, let me get the goddamn license. I'm not going to keep debating with you.
You
Let me
cussing?
get
Is
the
that
license.
right?
What you cussing for, bro?
Is that
I
right?
need your driver's license.
Okay, I got license, bro. You see the license right here?
No, I do not.
Okay, well, let me get my license right there on the floor. You see it right there? Yeah, you want me to open the door?
Yeah, you can open the door.
You see it right there? You want to grab it?
No, you can get your
Okay,
license, man.
well, just let me know then, man. You over here kind of acting aggressive, man.
I'm acting aggressive because you're not.
Yeah, he's acting like a JBTP. Put it in the comment section. Jackboot thug pig. JBTP. Man, it is not. We're doing that right now, Joel. JBTP.
Paying attention.
What you mean? I ain't got to pay attention. I ain't doing nothing wrong. You violate my Fourth Amendment.
You got registration?
Yeah, I got everything, bro. You violate my Fourth Amendment, bro. What up, though?
How you doing today? Wayne County Sheriff Department.
For them to be out there. And you're on this property that I manage.
I'm taking care of business. I'm doing a story on your post office. You can call the police and they can give you the information better than I
They're
can.
just gonna ask you to leave.
No, they're not. They're going to ask you to go inside and stop bothering me. How much you want to make a bet? I'll bet some money on it.
Okay, I'll call the police.
Okay. I told you I do this for a living.
All right.
Side.
Which guy was it? So I can go chat with him.
Or a small Oriental guy.
Okay. He's an employee.
Plain clothes. Yeah, he
He's
looked
like a manager.
like a supervisor, I would say, some kind of.
I'll go in and chat with them.
Yeah, we're just going to take a couple shots and then we're out of here. In 2010, they passed out, they declassified this bulletin that gives us a right to photograph all exterior of federal buildings, whether it be military installations, federal courts, anything, as long as we're in a place where we're allowed to be. It even tells you the guidelines of what you guys can and can't do. You guys can't use photography alone as suspicion to ID or detain. And that's what I was doing the story on. I didn't really need to go into detail because I thought I was going to just get a couple shots and I was out. But he caught me as I was leaving.
Let me go get his side of the story. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So why is that auditor talking? Why isn't he just using his Fifth Amendment cop cards? Because he's an activist. He's going to put himself on the line to stand up for your rights. I recommend that you use the cop cards. Always use the cop cards. You got your driver and your non-driver cop card. Always use the non-driver or the driver cop card. When the cops walk up to you, it's a 6-step solution. There's the non-driver card. There's the driver card. Always use the cop cards. Always use the cop cards. Every one of my products comes with a tracking number now. We have everything shipped out for tomorrow. If you ordered in the last 4 or 5 days, your shipment goes tomorrow. If you don't get it, hit me up. I got a tracking number for you. I don't want to spend my time typing in tracking numbers, but I have a tracking number for every order. I recommend you use the cop cards. He's an activist. He's fighting back. So that's why he's talking to the cops.
It even tells you the guidelines of what you guys can and can't do. You guys can't use photography alone as suspicion to ID or detain. And that's what I was doing the story on. I didn't really need to go into detail because I thought I was going to just get a couple shots and I was out. But he caught me as I was leaving.
Let me go get his side of the story. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. He's trying hard, boy, to explain his fears and.
So I told him, I said, look, before you get too up in arms about this, why don't you, go talk to even your supervisor, get his thoughts about it. Just take my word for it that there's no problem with them being out here from our end. But just go talk to so he went and made a phone call, talked to the postmaster or whoever that is, and came back out and said, okay, it's okay for them.
Is that High Desert Watch community the auditor we're listening to now? You get tell the gentleman where you can get his cop cards at, if you would, please.
To be out there, we're not, I'm not going to bother them anymore.
I would have given him the paper, but he never let me get to that point. Yeah.
As far as inside the lobby,
we're allowed in there too. I've already done my.
You're allowed in there.
Yeah.
However, it is also it's a federal business, and so they do have a business flow of people coming in and out.
It's a public lobby, though. I just don't want you to try to think that you're telling me something that I know for a fact that it's not right. I can walk in there.
You can have your thoughts on whatever.
Just like I could walk into your police station. That was what we're about to do a little bit.
That's fine. But if you go into our station, into our lobby, and you disrupt the peace in our lobby, we're going to kick you out. And if you refuse to exit the lobby,
well, then we'll try you then. And we'll try you after this. Yeah, we'll try.
I mean, go.
Just remember that I have to be the one that's disturbing.
I mean, what a jackboot thug pig whose blood is boiling as you watch this. Listen to this fucking pig. Listen to him. Listen to this piece of pig. Listen to him. Listen to what this. I'm just taking a second here. Okay.
A little
That's
bit.
fine. But if you go into our
Okay, now he starts with this. But if you go into our and listen to this 30-second blurb of this piece of shit jackboot thug pig.
on whatever.
Just like I could walk into your police station. That was what we're about to do a little
That's
bit.
fine. But if you go into our station, into our lobby, and you disrupt the peace in our lobby.
Oh, if you go into the station and into our lobby, it's our lobby, a-hole. It is our lobby.
We're going to kick you out. And if you refuse to exit the lobby.
Well, then we'll try you then.
And then we're going to kick you out. Who the hell does this loser think he is?
We'll try you after this. Yeah, we'll try.
I mean, go.
Just remember that I have to be the one that's disturbing the peace, not other people's paranoia. Just remember that.
I understand that.
That's fine. I'll challenge you on that, though. We'll be over there in a little bit.
That's fine. But
you know what? I don't need no more lectures. You guys have a good day. Thank you.
Good job.
Now you're lecturing me about something that's not even. But what you're telling me is fictional. I can go in that lobby and record my post office.
I never said you couldn't go into the lobby and record. You're putting words in my mouth.
But you said
No, you threatened him, you pig.
Somebody else says
I'm so sorry. I apologize to my friends and family here. Okay. I'm pissed. Okay. I'm pissed off. I don't like, because listen, there's a difference. There's a difference between pigs and cops. There are some cops who sign up to be cops that aren't total pigs. They all have the ability to be a pig. I mean, Melissa, I am so pissed off right now listening to him threaten him and cop-splain to him when this auditor is doing it all right. He stepped back, allowed the pigs to come in, and then he's being threatened. He's being threatened. And it just, I got to be careful because I don't want my mouth to start using a bunch of curse words and pig. Pig. So I'm going to try to take a breath here and not curse and scream. So 1 second.
I'm causing a disruption. That's not how the law works. I actually have to be the one causing a disruption, not somebody else, because they panic and throw on the floor.
Disturbance or disruption isn't just solely what you think is a disturbance. It's a disturbance of what.
Well, then I'll challenge you on that, sir. I'll go in there again and we'll see. And then we'll see who's right. I got a very good attorney that'll make sure that all this gets straightened out. So.
And you're on this property that I manage.
Oh, shut your mouth, bro. You are such a loser. I mean, thank you for bearing with me as I got through that. That was a struggle for me. I just wanted to share that with you.
We're allowed to by law.
Just asking for courteous though, because okay, so you guys got every right to videotape and do all that stuff. I told them. Okay.
Thank you.
But if you guys are going to post it online, could you try not to videotape maybe their personal cars or post their license plates and stuff online? Are you guys doing any of that?
Well, we're allowed to.
Okay.
We're allowed to by law.
Just asking for courteous though, because you guys are allowed to videotape government employees doing their jobs, right?
Yeah.
Technically, when they're leaving in their own personal cars,
that would be like
they want their own privacy.
That would be like me telling you not to run my plate when you run behind me. That's the reason the plates are there for, is so people know what that car is and who it belongs to.
So law enforcement knows what that car is, not people, not you.
Yes, it is. That's public.
Oh, we get all the keys and you get none.
Like me telling you not to run my plate when you run behind me. That's the reason the plates are there for, is so people know what that car is and who it belongs to.
So law enforcement knows what that car is, not people. Not you.
Yes, it is. That's public information. That's why it's displayed publicly.
Anybody on probation or parole?
Are you, sir?
Am I on probation?
Yeah, are you being investigated for internal affairs? I don't want to talk no more. Thank you. You have a good day. You're dismissed. You're dismissed, sir. You're dismissed. Thank you. You have a good day. You're dismissed, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
You don't dismiss me.
You're going to leave before we do, and you're not going to get ID. So goodbye, sir.
Are you on probation?
Goodbye, sir. California Penal Code 148.G. You're dismissed. You're being rude. Goodbye, sir.
Are you on probation?
Goodbye, sir.
Are you on probation?
Goodbye, sir. We don't answer personal questions to men with guns. Thank you.
Can I get one of your names?
No.
Can I get your name, ma'am?
What's your
address?
What's your name and address?
What's your social?
My name's
No, your address.
Ask for your address.
That's what you're trying to get though.
Come in.
Isn't it funny how the TikToker who put High Desert Watch Community's video up looks kind of like the cop?
You have a good day, so you're dismissed.
Well, how does that change anything?
You're still dismissed.
Because if you're on probation or parole, then I have a right to.
I think you're on probation or parole. By the way you're acting, I think you're probably been under investigated.
There's complaints against you?
Yes, sir.
I do not.
For violating people's rights and asking them for information when lawfully you don't have the right to.
Check on that.
Yeah, Deputy S. Harder.
Yeah.
What's your serial number?
Deputy S. Harder. Let's figure out the first name.
Yeah, Deputy S. Harder.
Somebody caption that for me. What's his name? Is it what does the S stand for? Can someone tell me what the S stands for? I'm just so curious. His name is S. Harder. His name is S. Harder. Listen, you use the cop card. You use that cop card. It's just like your driver's license. The blue card is the driver card. This is the driver card, just like your driver's license. The yellow card is the non-driver card. Number 1, cop cited. Start filming and state, I invoke my Fifth Amendment right. The law that upholds your First Amendment is the 2017 case of Philip Turner from Badasow. Turner versus driver upholds the First Amendment right. Number 2, cop approaches and says any words at all to you. While filming, state these exact words. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Fifth Amendment is unequivocal. Cop loses qualified immunity for questioning you. That's the 2013 case of Salinas versus Texas. Cop asks you to exit the vehicle. Cop is asking them for identification. Number 4, cop demands ID, wants to know who they are. While filming, state, I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No ID is required. With reasonable articulable suspicion, the 2004 case of Hibble versus Nevada says citizen must state how they ID, not give ID without probable cause. You should use the Jeebus Chris said sucks harder. What's the matter, you and Claudette? What is going on? What is going on?
What's your serial on that? Yeah, Deputy S. Harder. What's your serial number or badge number? My badge number is 1815. My personal identification number is 8561.
8561, you're dismissed, sir.
Can I have your names now?
No.
I don't give my name. I mean,
Yeah.
I've been courteous to you guys in every way.
You're the face of terror in the American streets. I would not ever give you my name.
I think there's a lot.
Oh man, High Desert Watch Community. I haven't seen very many of your videos, but this right here is gold.
You're the face of terror in the American streets. I would not ever give you my name.
You're the face of terror in these American streets. I would not ever.
You're the face of terror in the American streets. I would not ever give you my name.
Is he right? Is he right? Are cops the terrorists of our country? Do cops terrorize the people here? Put a 1 in the chat if cops are the terrorists in our country. Grateful Dabs is calling him Charter. Derek hates pigs. Derek calls them pigs. Dan Hanlon. What is going on? So Grateful Dab says, yes, they are the face of the American terror in our country today.
I think there's a lot of Americans who would disagree. So nobody wants to give me their name or anything?
I think statistics will prove you wrong. You're the face of terror in the American streets. I would not ever give you my name.
I think there's a lot of Americans who would disagree. So nobody wants to give me.
Oh, wait a minute. Are there a lot of Americans? Does anybody disagree? Does anybody disagree that he's not the face of terror? That he's not a road pirate? I'm just wondering. Does anybody disagree? I'm just wondering. Does anybody disagree? I want to see of the 350 people here. Does anybody disagree? Does anybody disagree with that? Because I think he's a domestic terrorist. I think most cops are domestic terrorists. It pains me to say it. There are some cops who are trying to be good people. There are some cops. Chevy. Chevy's like my twin flame. We just, it's just, I want to believe there's some cops who want to do it right.
Their name or anything?
I think statistics will prove you wrong.
Okay, just make sure you're not blocking the entranceway.
Make sure you don't run with scissors.
And make sure, yeah, see? Yeah.
There you go. Make sure you don't eat yellow snow. Don't beat your wife. Don't sleep with your partner's wife.
And try to be courteous to people a little more.
You too, sir. Stay in your own lane and leave people alone. Thank you.
Are you guys with a group or anything?
Me, myself, and no, sir.
If you answer that question, then you're in a gang. Raoult Serious Audits, he agrees with me.
You're the one wearing the gang attire, not us.
Okay, no, I'm not asking if you're in a gang. I'm like,
no, but you're the one that represents the gang with your uniform, sir.
So, okay.
Nice try. You're doing a good job with your fishing. Do you have a fishing license?
I love this video.
Okay.
Nice try. You're doing a good job with your fishing. Do you have a fishing license?
Do you have a fishing license?
I just thought you guys might want to get publicity for your group.
No. You're doing great on your own. You don't need my name.
Okay. All right, have a good one.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, you're dismissed.
Kick rocks.
Told you goodbye.
So there it is. There's a reason why I show you each and every one of these videos.
Get his card and his badge number.
What's that? You can't. Hold on. Let me.
So on TikTok, Rick Rock, as you guys know, I started on TikTok, and so how do I say this? I want to say this properly, and I don't want to in any way offend any of my melanated brothers and sisters. Within some members of the Black community, they will label things like this. Cop puts Black man in handcuffs for parking in a fire lane. Put a 1 in the chat if anybody going in torture cuffs is miserable. Put a 1 in the chat if it's the most miserable ever. Being put in torture cuffs is the most miserable pain ever. And I totally disagree with putting a Black man in torture cuffs, a white man, a red man, a blue man, a pink man, a purple man, a yellow man, an orange man. I disagree with putting anybody in torture cuffs unless they need to be chained up. And some people do. And it might shock you for you to hear it from me, Tom Shaw. There are some people who need to be chained up because they're psychos. I agree. Some people got to go in chains. I think 95% of us do not need to go in torture cuffs. So the thing on TikTok is they always say, not them. They don't always say. Some people on TikTok will put it like this. Cop puts Black man in handcuffs for parking in a fire lane. And I just want to say out loud that it's painful for white men. It's painful for brown men. It's painful for brown women. It's painful for pink women. It's painful for any color skin you have. And anybody being put in torture cuffs for parking somewhere is the definition of cruel and unusual punishment, because torture cuffs are always torture. Can we all agree on that? Torture cuffs are always torture. Put that in the comment section. Torture cuffs. Dominic, torture cuffs are always torture. Dominic Capistrant, torture cuffs are always torture.
Get it off of you.
All right, just let him get the cuffs off of you.
Now, you cannot park in a fire lane.
I didn't park. I was halfway.
Okay. But when I get, okay.
I said,
all right, you don't let me talk or not.
Let me go get my mail quick.
Let me talk. It says right in your trifold.
Fire lane.
I didn't park. I was halfway.
Okay. But when I get, okay.
I said,
all right, you don't let me talk or not.
Let me go get my mail quick.
So, but I said no.
It's over with. It's over with. So just get your
the
stuff.
tickets will be mailed.
Everything.
The tickets will be mailed.
It's just for injustice, man.
Okay, that's fine. The tickets will. Do you want your ID back? You need your driver's license.
Where did you put it? Where did you get it?
Do you want your driver's?
I mean, take a look at this guy. Take a look. I want you to take a look at his face and how mad he is.
No,
it's over with. It's over with.
Look, his wrists hurt. Look, his wrists hurt. I don't care what color you are. It hurts. Torture cuffs are always torture. He's saying, look how bad this guy just hurt me. He just got to hurt me because the policy won't be changed by any governor that's currently in office.
Just get your stuff.
Yeah, look, you could see it.
No,
I can't zoom in any closer, but watch the
It's
indention.
over with. It's over with. So just get your stuff.
Look at that right there on his wrist. What's that mark right there on his wrist? You can see it. You can see the mark in the sun with the grainy screen recording. His wrist is mangled. He's really unhappy about it. I understand.
Everything. The tickets will be everything. It's just
Look how mad he is that this guy got to torture him for what? For parking a certain way?
injustice, man. Okay, that's fine. The tickets.
Injustice, yes.
Do you want your ID back? You need your driver's license. Where did you put it? Where did you get it? Do you want your driver's license? Where did you get it? I didn't give you my ID. I didn't give you my ID.
All right, get his card.
Huh?
Get his card and his badge number.
What's the badge number? 715. D715.
You got to give us your card too, sorry.
I have to give
You got to have your card on your outside. You do
not.
Because when I ask for it, you got to give it.
I can present you the ID, but I don't have to give you the business card. Yeah, I'll present it. No problem.
Thank you. You know you work for.
See, he knows he's an asshole. He knows that he's a piece of shit and that he's a pig. He knows it. You can see the look on his face. If those glasses weren't on, you would see his eyes looking all over the place, bugging out.
That's right.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So you're the protected service.
Correct. That's what it's protected.
So.
Well, there it is right there. There it is right there. You see the thin blue line on him? He only cares about himself and the other pigs that he works with.
Oh, validate us out here.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I seen everything.
Okay, that's fine. I live right there. I'm not
He doesn't care because he knows that absolutely nothing will happen to him. He knows that absolutely nothing will happen to him. I'm sorry, guys. My language is going downhill. I can hear myself saying pig, 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 pig. I can hear myself saying it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I don't mean to. I got to make sure that I can be elected into office so that I can change this bullshit policy that they get to torture us in torture cuffs. That's what I have to do. So I can't call them pigs. Joe Cool is in the house. Is Joe Cool in here? What's up, Joe Cool? I don't see it. Joe Cool is my home Browns. I don't see Joe Cool's name in here, but if I see him, I'll put him up on the screen. What is up, Joe Coolio?
Unruly. Yeah. And how will you manhandle him?
You're allowed to believe what you want.
Nah, it's all on camera. Okay. I ain't gonna post it and go live or nothing like that. But you wrong for that.
There's that.
No, you should post it and you should go.
I seen everything.
Okay, that's fine. I live right there. I'm not
you was unruly.
Yeah.
And how will you manhandle him?
You're allowed to believe what you want.
Nah,
he doesn't care because nothing's going to happen to him for putting someone in torture cuffs because it's deemed okay.
It's all on camera. I ain't gonna post it and go live or nothing like that. But you wrong for that.
There's that. 715 badge number 715.
Okay.
You guys have a good day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you have a good
man. Yo,
what's your number so I can send you the video?
It's a fact.
Yo, Joe Cool, are you in the chat? There it is. I just sent off a real quick text to Joe Cool. Yo, Joe Cool, are you in the chat? I just sent that off to him. We were talking about something else about rights on here, so hopefully. Yeah, I hopefully he's going to show up. I hope that he's around. I used to talk to Joe Cool before I went to the dungeon.
Smith, leave me alone.
Before I went to the dungeon. So now that I'm out of the dungeon, maybe, yeah, I would love for you guys. And I just saw my buddy's channel where he encourages people not to vote. I'm the opposite of that. I want you to register to vote and I want you to vote. I'm not going to vote for Camel Toe or Dumpster Fire. I'm not going to vote for either one of them. If you guys don't understand that I will not vote for the duopoly, then I'm sorry, but I'm not going to vote for either one of them. And so, but I need you to vote. I need you to vote. If I'm going to win and change these police policies from the top down, I'm going to need you to vote. I'm going to need you to vote. You know, it's, yeah, Princess Buttercup, I need you to resend that to me because I got buried. You sent me that email and then I got 300 more emails. I don't know what your email is. So resend me that email, Princess Buttercup, if you would, please.
Smith, leave me alone.
It's not the way it works.
That's the way it's going to work
You're
today.
also on camera too.
Badge number.
I just thought I'd ask your name first. My name's Officer Siegel, 1728.
Thank you.
Yep. What we're gonna ask of you, you're allowed to film, but we need you on the opposite side.
No,
of the
sir.
sidewalk.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, I'm on the public sidewalk. You have no authority over me.
So
Get back in your car. You're dismissed. Leave me alone.
it's not the way it works.
That's the way it's going to work
And you're
today.
also on camera too.
It's going to work today like that.
So, no, it's
I'm on the public sidewalk conducting a First Amendment activity.
not on
So,
this sidewalk.
yeah, this is a public sidewalk, sir. Well, what you going to do about it if I don't go across the street?
You're gonna be warned of trespassing, then you're gonna be arrested. Well, I'll be patient with you.
No need to be patient because I'm not going across the street.
Well, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna ask for your name and.
And you're not going to get it.
Again.
You're not going to get it.
Okay.
Well, Big Nick, South Florida Accountability.
What?
Big Nick, South Florida Accountability. YouTube me.
Huh? Yeah. I think so. Yeah. Huh? Is it this sidewalk or that sidewalk?
It's either sidewalk, Siegel. It's either sidewalk that I pay for. It's either sidewalk in public, sir. Either one, sir. Either sidewalk that I pay for, Siegel. Hey, Siegel, I can even come up here, Siegel. Look, I can even be right here, Siegel. I can even be right here, Siegel. Look, I can even come over here. I can even come over here, Siegel. I can even come right here, Siegel. Yeah, I can, Siegel. I can. This is city property. I can. There's utilities. I can. This is public property, Siegel. This is public property, sir. Do not make up your own laws. Do not make up your own rules, Siegel. Yeah, this is public property. Yeah, it is. It is. It is, Siegel. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. You can get all the calls you want, Siegel. There's not a damn thing you can do about it. You're dismissed. That's called a walk of shame, what you're doing right there. You are dismissed. Do not come back and aggravate me again while I'm doing the story, okay? What's your name?
I don't know why that freaking mic is muted. I'm so sorry. I apologize. God, that is so annoying. I apologize. Sorry. God, I hate that. I mute it because my dog barks. My dog's always right next to me and he barks. I'm so sorry. So this guy right here, let me show you. I found this on TikTok. The name of this account is police.action.cam.8. And it says, help keep Big Nick on the road. Thank you. Do you see that on TikTok, Rick Rock? I'm not muted anymore. Hopefully I'm not muted anymore. I'm pretty sure. Am I no longer muted? Give me a 5x5. Give me a 5x5. Can you guys hear me okay? Just to stop Micans. Oh, am I back online? Sorry about that. I apologize. Thank you for sticking with me. Sorry about that. So what I was saying is I mute it sometimes because my dog Charlie will bark. And then I mute it so you guys don't have to hear the barking, but then I forget to unmute it. Anyway, so you guys just saw Big Nick's video, and then I found this TikTok account that says, help keep Big Nick on the road. Thank you. He's got 21,000 subscribers. But then the guy's TikTok account is all Delete Laws videos. These are all me. These are all me auditing people. You can see me in the videos. And it says, help keep Big Nick on the road. but they're all me. So I went to this guy's TikTok and I said, "Hey, at least tag me in the videos if you're going to steal all my videos." But he didn't. So, I mean, I don't really know what I can do about it. I wish there was something more I could do about it. But
the walk of shame with you.
So it's the walk of shame.
Siegel, there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You're dismissed. That's called the walk of shame, what you're doing right there. You are dismissed. Do not come back and aggravate me again while I'm doing the story, okay? What's your name?
It's fair enough.
Exercising my rights,
And you don't want to give Colton your name?
No.
Why not?
And just because I was like exercising my rights, use them, you lose them, no?
Yeah. It's fair enough. I mean, you understand though, there is the other side of that too. If you don't identify yourself, we don't know who we're talking to, we can just tell you you're free to go. And then you got to hit the road. Does that make sense? Because I like to know who I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So what I would say is you're free to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you're not involved in the traffic stop, right? You got pulled up. So that means, so you can go. If you don't identify yourself, you can go.
I can wait for him though, right?
You can walk that way, like not on my scene. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then I want to be distracted. So that's how I deal with it. If people don't want to identify themselves, there's obviously a reason. And since you're not involved in the stop, you can go.
But he's my ride.
So you can just go wait up there if you want. Or you can identify yourself and then we can move on.
He didn't even ask me to identify myself. He asked me for my name.
That's the same thing. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Gene. I'm Gene.
Gene, what's your last name?
See, I'm not. See, he didn't even want all that. He just wanted my name.
Do you see that? And look at the cop smiling in the background. Once you give that jackboot thug pig one piece of information about you, he wants another. And then you give him another piece of information, he wants another piece of information. If you tell him your name, which he said his name was Gene, then he says, "What's your last name?" And you say, "I don't want to give you my last name." Now you're not cooperating anymore. You were cooperating a second ago. You pull out your Fifth Amendment cop card. You go to number 4 and it says cop demands ID. While filming, say, "I plead the Fifth Amendment. I identify as good citizen. No IDs required." Even with reasonable articulable suspicion, Hibble versus Nevada says citizen must state how they ID, not give ID without probable cause. You guys understand, it's a $10 deal. It's a $10 purchase, right? But for you, what it does for you on the scene is enormous. It's enormous. It's gigantic because you get to tell him that I don't got to give you ID. Sorry, I'm on a green screen, so I can't. The yellow is going to mess up on the green screen no matter what I do. But what this does for you is it makes it so that you don't have to play that stupid game with that jackboot thug pig. I sell these. Yeah, I do business. I sell products that help people talk to cops. I don't feel bad about it at all. Sometimes I have months where I barely make it, where I'm scraping by. And sometimes I have money and I'm like, yay, whippy, I made some money. Regardless of that, you have to have that card in your pocket. Put a 1 in the chat if you have a pair of Fifth Amendment cop cards. How many people here with just under 300 people, 305 people, how many people have the Fifth Amendment cop card in their wallet, in their purse, in their car? Put a 1 in the chat if you have it. People don't understand. Do I want your money? Yeah, I'm a capitalist. Of course, I want to make money by selling products. I don't feel bad about that. That's what I do for a living. I sell things to make money, to make a living. So I don't got to go work at Subway and I can sit here and work on bigger projects. I don't feel bad about it at all. You got to get the card in your wallet so that if you get put in Gene's situation, you can say, I got this card. The guy calls himself a constitutional law scholar. He wears a shirt that says constitutional law scholar on it because I didn't go to college for law. I don't have some great law degree like Alan Beck does. I respect those guys who went to college and got law degrees. I didn't. I studied the history of the Constitution, the history of the rule of law, and that's what I did with my time in my life. I am going to attend law school over the next couple years, but first I got to get this board game, Constitutional Law Scholar. I got to get it done. That's why I'm wearing the shirt, to make sure I stay motivated to get it done. You guys saw the construction stuff I had on my face when I started this. I'm building a board game. Yeah, Dan, I gave you a bunch of them because I've got 1,000 of these cards. They don't do me any good sitting here. oh, I get to run around with, a bunch of cards. Like, oh, look how many cards I've got. Look how many cards. It doesn't matter unless you get these in the people's hands. They can't use them. I would rather give the card away and take your video that you use where you tell the cop I'm not giving you ID. And that's a bigger payment for me. That's a bit. Someone just gifted some memberships. I didn't see it. There it is. Danielle Brown, Jessica Kerstad, V Boyer, King Braveheart, Chevy, Cope Dog, Lezo TV. There's so many of you guys. Lenny, Johnny, what's going on, man? How are you, man? Good to see you. Johnny's here, everybody. Say hello to Jonathan. Nice to see you, Jonathan. And Gloria, a big supporter. I really appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Got Wolverine Transparency is in the hizzy. What's going on, Wolverine Transparency? I hope you're doing okay, man. I hope your life is going absolutely fantastic.
Same thing. So then we can move on.
He didn't ask me to identify myself. He asked me for my name.
He said to identify himself and we can move on.
You're not involved in the stop, you can go.
But he's my ride.
So you can just go wait up there if you want. Or you can identify yourself and then we can move on.
He didn't ask me to identify myself. He asked me for my name.
Same thing. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, Gene. I'm Gene.
Gene, what's your last name?
See, I'm not.
See, right there. As soon as you start talking to the cop, it leads to problems for you.
He didn't even want all that. He just wanted my name.
Gene, and you don't want to give Colton your name?
No.
Why not?
And just because I was like exercising my rights, use them.
That's what I'm talking about. If you don't use your rights, you lose your rights. That's a simple fact. Wolverine Transparency. Haven't seen you in a long time, man, since I've been out of the dungeon. Good to see you, man. I hope you're doing okay. I hope your life's going all right. It's a rough ride, man. Especially being an activist and being an auditor. It's a rough ride, So I hope you're doing okay, Wolfie. I really do. I hope things are going good for you, So I think that was video number 9, I believe. So now we're at video number 10. I really spent a lot of time putting together a presentation for you guys. And I think that this goes a lot smoother when I have a presentation to share with you. And that's what I've done. Each one of these videos has a very specific purpose. Like on this video,
fair enough.
On this video right here, I want you guys to realize as we watch this, I'll show you a couple more seconds of this. I want you guys to realize something. As you think you're being a good person, you're cooperating with the police. As you think that I'm being a good person, I'm being reasonable, I'm being cooperative. And this video is only like 45 seconds.
Exercising my rights,
And you don't want to give Colton your name?
He doesn't want to give Colt his name. No, I don't want to give Colt my name because Colt is the name of a cop who's got a gun and torture cuffs. And he's standing over me, asking me for my name. And since I wasn't driving, I don't want to give it.
No.
Why not?
And just because I was like exercising my rights,
So he says, I like exercising my rights. If you don't,
you lose them, no.
If you don't use them, you lose them, no.
Yeah. It's fair enough.
Fair enough. The cop says fair enough. And now what does the cop do to try to pry his name and his last name out of him?
I mean, you understand, though, there is the other side of that, too. If you don't identify yourself, we don't know who we're talking to, we can just tell you you're free to go.
No. I'm so sorry. I believe it's going to be Brendlin versus California 2007.
And then you got to hit the road.
No, he doesn't.
Does that make sense? Because I like to know who I'm talking to.
No, he's lying. The cop is lying.
Yeah.
So what I would say is you're free to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because you're not involved in the traffic stop, right? You got hold of it. So you can go. If you don't identify yourself, you can go.
I can wait for him though, right?
You can walk that way, like not on my scene. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then I want to be distracted. So that's how I deal with it. If people don't want to identify themselves, there's obviously a reason. And since you're not involved in the stop, you can go.
It's illegal. That what the cop's doing right there is illegal. It's Brendlin versus California, 2007. I was correct about the year. I have dyslexia, so I get my years confused sometimes. So what this says is police stopped Karen Simroth for having registration tags that were expired. Bruce Brendlin, who had a warrant out for his arrest, was riding in the passenger seat. Police found chemicals on him in a California trial. Brendlin filed a motion to suppress the evidence at the traffic stop, claiming the stop was unreasonable in violation of his Fourth Amendment right. The trial court found that Brendlin never had been detained or seized. Now, this is before the 2009 case of Arizona versus Johnson, where they're going to change their perspective. The trial court found that Brennan had never been detained or seized within the meaning of the Fourth Amendment. It denied the motion, and Brennan pleaded guilty to manufacturing. A California Court of Appeals reversed, holding that the traffic stop necessarily resulted in a Fourth Amendment seizure. The California Supreme Court reversed the Court of Appeals and ruled for California. The court held that the driver of the car is the only one detained in a traffic stop. This is going to change in the 2009 case of Arizona versus Johnson. The movement of any passengers is also stopped as a practical matter, but the court considered this merely a necessary byproduct of the detention of the driver. The court held that Brendan had been free to leave the scene of the traffic stop or to simply ignore the police since he was never seized. However, he could not claim a Fourth Amendment violation. When a vehicle is subject to a traffic stop, is the passenger in the vehicle detained for purposes of the Fourth Amendment? It was a unanimous decision, yes. So he has standing. You understand what that means? So when a vehicle is subject to a traffic stop, is the passenger in the vehicle detained for purpose of the Fourth Amendment? The answer is yes. So David Souter, by the way, he still has family members who are alive. I would love to get one of his family members to come on the show. Your grandfather, uncle, dad, whoever he is one of the biggest piece of shit in U.S. history. David Souter, who is still alive, and I hope that one day he burns in hell. I hate him. I hate David Souter. I'm going to say it right now. I've researched him. He's a total piece of shit, a complete bootlicking piece of shit, a total piece of shit. David Souter is a scumbag. So yes, in an unanimous decision written by David Souter, the court held that when a vehicle is stopped at a traffic stop, the passenger as well as the driver is seized within the meaning of the Fourth Amendment. The justices said that we resolved this by asking the question whether a reasonable person in Brendan's position when the car stopped would have believed himself to be free to terminate the encounter between the police and himself. The court held that Brendan would have reasonably believed himself to be intentionally detained and subject to the authority of the police. Thus, he was justified in asserting his Fourth Amendment protection against unreasonable seizure. The court, so also right here, thus he was justified in asserting his Fourth Amendment protection against unreasonable seizure. You guys have heard it on auditors' channels all the time. If I'm free to leave, then I'm free to stay. If I'm free to stay, then I'm free to leave. So the cop is lying. What the cop is completely and utterly lying. You know, I mean, I memorized all this stuff, Jody. I spent a lot of time, and I don't have a photographic memory. I used to tell people before I went to the dungeon, you guys remember me saying this, I have a near photographic memory. I ran around arrogantly saying, I have a near photographic memory. No, I don't. I learned that when I was studying the history of the Supreme Court in the dungeon. I have to work really, really hard. Oh, you got your hoodie? I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, I got hoodies in. Oh, Charlie, I need to borrow the hoodie. Get off, Charlie. Get off. I've got hoodies in, especially if you're double XL. I've got hoodies in. Melisa, I still need your shipping address for your hoodie. I haven't got it yet. I know we were communicating on another platform. Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. You got the poster? Man, I really appreciate you guys getting my products. It means that I can sit here and continue to study the Supreme Court and get the board game Constitutional Law Scholar, get this board game done in the next couple months and have it ready by Christmas. That is the goal. And believe me, there's people keeping track of my goal. So we got the hoodies in stock. I've got the We Don't Stop hoodies in stock right now. I have double XL in stock right now. I've got tons of double XL in stock right now. So if you guys want it, go to my website, see if the hoodies are up there. If they're not, my buddy Chad just bought a XXX and I sent him back his money because I don't have any in stock. I can't keep his money. You know what I'm saying? Can't do it. Thanks, Chad, for the support, though. Chad bought other products. Thank you for your support, Chad. So now let me keep reading this. So thus, it was justified in asserting his Fourth Amendment protection of unreasonable seizure. The court noted that its ruling would not extend to more incidental restrictions on freedom of movement, such as when motorists are forced to slow down or stop because other vehicles are being detained. To accept the state's argument, however, would be to invite police officers to stop cars with passengers regardless of probable cause or reasonable suspicion of anything illegal. Now, I'm not sure because I'm not an attorney. I'm just someone who studies the law. In Brennan versus California, founded in 2007, held in 2007, I wonder what the 2009 case of Arizona versus Johnson, which is in your trifold. If you get pulled over and you're the passenger in a car, passenger get out. So this was 2007 Brendlin versus California, but then in your trifold, the 2009 case of Arizona versus Johnson, and it says both cases state you have to get out of the car as the passenger get out of the car in the name of officer safety. I'm not sure the Chosen one. What's going on, Chosen? How you doing? Yeah, I've got hoodies in. I got hoodies in. Board games coming. If you guys want to teach your kids the history of the Supreme Court, the history cases, I've created a full-on board game. I mean, I think it's awesome, but you know what I mean? It's my invention. So hopefully you guys like it too.
It's fair enough.
Exercising my rights, you know.
And you don't want to give Colton your name?
No.
Why not?
And just because I was like exercising my rights, you don't use them, you lose them, you know?
Yeah. It's fair enough. I mean, you understand though, there is the other side of that too. If you don't identify yourself, we don't know who we're talking to, we can just tell you you're free to go.
No. Yeah, I just showed you guys that in Brendlin versus California. Brendlin says that you're detained and that you have to stay there.
And then you got to hit the road. Does that make sense?
No, that
I like
doesn't.
to know who I'm talking to.
He's lying.
Yeah. So what I would say is you're free to go. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
No. That dirty jackboot thug pig is lying. He's absolutely lying. That is not true. You have standing. If you're pulled over and you are detained, your rights click in. You have a right to be there. It's so frustrating. It is so frustrating. It is so frustrating to hear cops lie to people and the people don't know that they're being lied to. It is super frustrating for me. He's lying.
The only reason why I would have to give you the law in Virginia stipulates that in order for you to ask me for my ID,
you can walk down the street and I can require that you
No.
Oh, so let's answer this question right here. And then we're on TikTok again. So it says black man schools cop. It's all men and women.
The only reason why I would have to give you the law in Virginia stipulates that in order for you to ask me for my ID,
you can walk down the street and I can require that you
No. So I mean, I'm going to put a poll to the audience here. Does Wolverine Transparency, I guarantee you, knows the answer. If a cop walks up to you on the street and you have not committed probable cause, committed a crime, do you have to give that cop your ID? Yes or no? Do you have to give that cop your ID? Yes or no? Do you have to give that cop your ID? Yes or no? There it is right there. Wolverine got it right away. No, you don't. You absolutely do not. You do not have to give the cop your ID. The cop is lying again. 2 videos in a row. The cop is lying. Put a 1 in the chat if it's not so hard to understand. Even with reasonable articulable suspicion, you still don't have to give ID. Where did you learn that? It's on the non-driver card, number 4. Cop demands ID, says he has RAS. You can't see it because the yellow. You don't have to give him your ID unless he has probable cause to arrest you or to charge you with a crime. If you're walking down the street, Danielle Brown got it. The answer is no. You do not have to give the cop your ID for you walking down the street. This cop is lying. That's why I'm showing you the video.
No. See, I'm well versed in law. I've been involved in this situation more than once. The only reason why I would have to give you my ID is if I was under suspicion for having committed a crime. Do you have reason?
Nope, he's wrong. I'm sorry. I'm showing you this for a particular reason. The person speaking is incorrect.
To believe I've committed a crime.
Yes, after the discussion that we just had.
What reason do you have to believe that I've committed a crime?
You have the keys to that car. You led me to believe that you were operating that car. You said you were borrowing it.
I led you to believe that when did I lead you to believe that I was operating that vehicle?
When we were talking over there by the car and you said that you were borrowing it. It wasn't your car.
So where does that lead you to believe I was operating that vehicle?
Why would you borrow a car if you weren't operating it?
I have never. Did you see me in that car? Did you see me operate that car?
You had the keys to the car in your pocket.
Okay. I have a tool in my hand too. That doesn't belong to me either. Okay.
What does that have to do with anything?
The exact same thing that you're on right now. Because I have the key, you believe I operated the vehicle. I have this drill that doesn't believe
the vehicle, and you have the key to the vehicle. Yeah.
And you see how him talking screwed him over?
Asked me, was that my vehicle? I said, no, that was not my vehicle. Okay. What you're doing right now is harassment.
No, I'm trying to get your identification because I removed an inspection sticker that's unlawful that you were in possession of by having the keys to the vehicle.
So I broke the law because I had the keys to the vehicle? Is that what you just said? on camera. I broke the law because I had the keys to a vehicle. Now, whether I'm operating or not, I broke the law having the keys to a vehicle. That's what you said on
You were
camera.
in possession and command and control of that vehicle by having the keys with you, yes.
We see the way that will is if you it was dominion and control, I believe it is, the way it's written up. Yes. I wasn't in control of the vehicle.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're a lawyer. Where'd you get your degree at?
Definitely not a lawyer.
Okay. Well,
I'm not a lawyer either, brother, and I've done a ton of research, and my research is backed up with facts.
Apparently think you are.
I don't have to think I'm an attorney to deal with a jackboot thug pig like you. You obviously didn't want to put in the work to do anything good with your life. Of the 10 million jobs this jackboot thug pig could have chosen to do, he chose this one, and you can see it. Why? Because he's a pencil-necked little geek who got picked on, and now he wants to assert his authority.
I've been involved in enough situations to know.
And the reason you've probably been involved in those is because of your demeanor.
Oh, you mean not because of the jackboot thug pig police state? It's because of him? You mean because he wants to stand on his rights?
My demeanor is I want to get back to work.
Okay.
That's my demeanor.
I got a picture of you, so I've got what I need.
Fair enough.
Oh, so you mean he didn't need his ID? You
get back to work.
Okay.
That's my demeanor. I
got a picture of you, so I've got what I need.
Fair enough.
Pick up your receipt.
The law in Virginia stipulates.
And then he has to tell him to pick up his receipt. So if he
I got a picture of you, so I've got what I need.
Fair enough.
Well, if that's all he needs, then why are we still dealing with this bullshit? So let's take a look at it. Remember, this is on your Fifth Amendment trifold and your Fifth Amendment cop card. Hibble versus 6th Judicial District Court of Nevada. On the cop card and the trifold, it just says Hibble versus Nevada. And this was decided in 2004. It's a big story here, but let's just get down to the very bottom part right here. Okay. In a 5-4 opinion written by Anthony Kennedy, a total piece of shit, the court ruled that the search did not violate the Fourth Amendment because it's based on reasonable suspicion and only involved a minimal intrusive question wanting to know his name in a stop and ID state. It also did not violate the Fifth Amendment because Hibble never argued that telling the officer his name would actually incriminate him in any crime. Justice Kennedy also wrote, while we recognize petitioner's strong belief that he should not have to disclose his identity, the Fifth Amendment does not override the Nevada's legislature's judgment. To the contrary, absent a reasonable belief of the disclosure would tend to incriminate him. So in other words, if you say I identify as good citizen, I identify as little pink pony, I would use a name. I would say I identify as JD, which are my initials, Jose de Castro. I identify as Chili. But then they might be able to look it up and see that I'm Chili from Delete Laws. So you have to decide, or you can just call me C, the first letter of my first name. That's how I identify. You can call me C. Hibble versus Nevada does not say you have to tell the cop your legal name. It does not say that. It says you have to tell the cop how you identify. You see? I mean, listen, you have to spend a lot of time reading this stuff to actually understand it. And there's going to be people who are going to tell you different things. I'll put it to you like this. If you use the trifold or you use the cop card and it's on video and you get wrongfully arrested, I will bail you out of jail. I will crowdfund your bail and I will help you fight your case. Because I know for a fact what I'm saying. So, and there's always going to be haterade. You know that. There's always, what's haterade? Here you go. Drink this. Here's a nice big cup of shut the fuck up. Here's a nice big cup of shut the fuck up. Go ahead and drink this down. Tell me all your problems later. You know, it's just, I identify as, it's just so ridiculous. So that is Hibble versus Nevada.
The only reason why I would have to give you the law in Virginia stipulates that in order for you to ask me for my ID.
No, you can walk down the street and I can require that you
No. See, I'm well versed in law. I've been involved in this situation more than once. The only reason why I would have to give you my ID is if I...
Let me a little story. Why are you guys videotaping? I mean, it's not against the law, but
Just working out a little story.
let me a little story.
That's all we're going to
Okay,
answer.
well, I just want to make sure that you're not going to do anything into our station. You're not going to.
Then how would you go about finding that out?
I don't know. You got a name, driver's license, or anything? I can take.
So is this guy right here High Desert Watch Community? Because he put on the, I don't know who that is, but he took of High Desert Watch's videos and is putting them on there.
Look at.
Did I commit a crime or something?
No, but you're over
Then I'm in no obligation to show you my ID.
I just asked you. I didn't tell you to give it to me, right? I know you're videotaping me. If you have business here, then you have business here. If not, stay out of the way of the driveway and go over there and videotape whatever you want to videotape, all right?
We're okay. Thank you.
Why are you guys...
He just had to go over and give him directives. And I'm going to show you this right here.
I'll finding that out.
I don't know. I just want to make sure that you're not going to do anything into our station. You're not going to...
And how would you go about finding that out?
So you don't have to say anything to this cop right here. You can audit this completely silent. I found a channel that does silent audits. I'll show it on my next live stream. You don't have to answer the cop at all. You don't have to say a single word to him.
Sorry, sir. We're getting close because you guys are on videotaping.
Is that illegal?
It's suspicious. Officer Ford, badge 224. It's not on here.
Thank you for being polite.
Yeah. So we're getting calls because people get nervous when people are out here videotaping.
Yeah, so Lawyer Dog, I want to talk about that a little bit. Lawyer Dog is saying they upheld his arrest for not IDing, not telling the cop how he identified. Not telling the cop how he identified. You see? So look, I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out as time goes on, won't we?
We're doing a little story.
A little story?
Yeah.
If I can just get your IDs and I can get out of here and just say that you guys...
No, we didn't commit no crime. We know the law, so.
What's the law?
We haven't committed a crime. Why would we need to ID ourselves?
If somebody calls here and says you do something suspicious?
It's suspicious. What penal code is suspicious illegal?
Sorry, sir?
What penal code is that? Suspicious illegal? So we know we don't have to identify ourselves if we didn't commit a crime.
No, that's not correct, sir.
I called my lawyer.
What's his name?
We'd rather just not say anything else.
Sir, all I have to do is identify you. If I had a call the cause to come down here.
What illegal activity did you have a call for?
Sir, I just told you.
Suspicion is not illegal, sir.
Suspicion?
We're on the public sidewalk doing a little story. First Amendment activity, protected by the freedom of press. I don't give.
Press badge.
Excuse me, we don't need one.
Okay, so what did he say right there? I want you to listen carefully here.
I don't give.
Press badge.
Excuse me, we don't need one.
Freedom of press.
The Constitution is First Amendment is our pass.
Okay, so this is the reason why I'm showing this to you. And how many times have we heard it? How many times have we heard the cops say, "Where's your press pass?" Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard that before. If you've heard the cops say to the auditor, "Where's your press pass?" Put a 1 in the chat if you've heard this before. And I'm going to tell you right now, you do not have to have a press pass. You don't have to have anything on it that says press pass. I just want to know, I mean, we've heard it how many millions and gazillion of times. I think someone said a gazillion. Yeah, a gazillion by Manny's. Solano said that we've heard it a gazillion times. We've heard it. You do not have to have a press pass. Would it help? It would. It would help. Just like having your First Amendment auditor t-shirt on, which I won't come out with until next week. I just wanted to show them to you guys before we got going. So I'll have these out next week. First Amendment auditor, First Amendment press. I also have another version of it that says First Amendment press on the front and the back, and First Amendment auditor is in small font. But you don't have to have a press pass. Would it help? It would. It would help, because if you get arrested, then you're going to eventually have to face a judge. And if you have to face a judge and you're wearing your shirt that says First Amendment auditor and you have a press pass, you're much less likely to be convicted of obstruction or interfering or whatever bullshit they can make up to charge you with a crime. I just spent 4 months in a dungeon. I had a lot of time to think. And I don't want to see you go to jail. You know, Wolverine transparency, being a First Amendment auditor can come with a price tag. He knows that. We've all faced it. And so what I want to do is try to make it so that if you do get hemmed up and you do get arrested, there's a very good chance you can beat it because you followed the policies, procedures, and protocols that I created. And that'll be on another channel. I'm starting another channel as early as Monday. Hopefully by this weekend, but as early as Monday, I will put another channel together and put it out because YouTube is just doing everything they can to kill this channel.
I don't give. Excuse me. We don't need one. The Constitution is First Amendment is our pass. Yeah, that's our pass. We don't need to carry a press pass.
You're saying freedom of press.
Yes, we're independent. We're independent journalists. Free press. Yeah, we have a channel on YouTube, so you're going to be on YouTube.
That's fine with me, sir.
Yeah.
Like I said, Officer Ford.
Yeah, but we're not going to identify ourselves, so.
Okay, sir.
We appreciate you coming out, though.
No, sir. Like I said, there's people calling, so.
Yeah.
Give me a second, all right?
Yeah,
Make
sir.
sure that you're okay.
No problem.
We're getting calls. This guy's out here videotaping.
Is that illegal?
So why did I show this to you? I showed this to you for a very, very specific reason.
Need to carry activity protected by the freedom of press. I don't give.
Press badge.
Where's your press badge is what he said. Where is your press badge? So you guys are starting to see the avenue that I'm going down here. I'm not going to say anything else, but there's more I want to share. I'm just going to keep it in my own little head for right now.
Sorry, sir. We're getting calls. This guy's out here videotaping.
Is that illegal?
It's suspicious. Officer Ford. Badge 224. It's not on here.
Thank you for being polite.
Yeah. So we're getting calls because people get nervous when people are out here videotaping or whatever.
We're doing a little story.
A little story?
Yeah.
No.
Other than the fact you're not doing what you should be doing.
Okay.
I want your name.
For you?
I want your name. You
Well,
obviously have an attitude. You just roll up
I
the window and blow
do
me
not
off.
have an attitude, sir.
Then why'd you roll up the window to blow me off when I told you were in the wrong? You've turned multiple times and did not use
Wait a
any
minute.
blinkers whatsoever. You didn't even use the blinker right here at this turn.
Okay.
Above the law, are we?
No.
Above
I'm
the
not.
law,
Why
are
are
we?
you shaking so bad?
Because I'm bipolar, and
Okay.
ultimately I'm tired of authorities abusing their power. You're supposed to set an example
You're
and multiple
contacting me,
times. Okay.
And you're following me, and I'm not going to have you follow me to my
Why is
house.
that?
Do you understand?
Why is that?
I don't know who you are or what your intentions are, but I'm not going to.
I want your name and number. Name and badge number.
My name is Officer Aguirre. My badge
Officer
number is
Aguirre.
3956. Yeah.
Why don't you have a badge on you? Why don't you even have your nameplate?
I do. It says police right here.
No, that does not
Okay.
say Officer Aguirre
Okay,
or your
listen.
badge number.
You can try to nickel and dime all you want. I have not tried to contact you.
No, you're not, because you're not in your jurisdiction.
Okay.
But again, you're changing lanes multiple times as a police officer.
Okay.
And if I'd have done it, I got pulled over and gotten tickets and shit.
I don't know what your past history is.
You don't need to know that. My
what
past history is
what you're
irrelevant.
so angry about.
My person, it
Look,
doesn't matter. You're not above the law. You're not above the law.
I didn't claim that.
It's not do as I say, not as I do.
I don't stop.
You
people
changed
for that.
multiple times, not using a blinker, even at this turn right here, and you didn't use a
right
blinker.
Here, this right here is a parking lot.
Parking lot or not, you still need a
street.
blinker.
Okay.
You still need a
So,
blinker.
did you see me use my blinker multiple times also?
Outside off of this main road, yeah.
Did you see it?
On 174.
Okay.
That's why I stopped
Alright.
you and rolled your window
You
down.
stopped me? Are you a police officer?
No, I didn't stop you, but I had you
Kinda
roll
looks
down
like
your
you're
window.
trying to. You got the
It doesn't
white
matter.
bar.
It doesn't
You got
matter
the
what it
controller.
looks like.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what it looks like. I'm not pertaining or claiming to be a police officer.
Okay.
Not once
You're
did I
following
say
me.
I'm a
You're
police
trying to
officer.
Stop out where I stop, right?
Okay, yeah.
You're trying
Okay.
to.
And what's the problem? Do you need to call your supervisor?
No, I don't need a supervisor.
Then what's your problem?
No, I don't
Other than
have
the
a
fact
problem.
you're not doing what you
So-
should be doing.
Okay.
I want
can
your
I do
name.
for you?
I want your name. You
Well,
obviously have an attitude. You just roll up
I
the
do
window and
have.
blow
I do
me
not
off.
have. An,
Yeah. So there it is right there. And I'm showing that because one second, let me come on camera here so I can see you guys and you can see me. So you don't have to provide that cop with anything. You're allowed to question him. You're allowed to film him, Film their face. Make sure you film the cops' faces. Don't get caught where your video is facing someone's feet. Film their faces. Film their faces. Please film their faces so that we can identify which cop is the tyrant where you live. How many people have a tyrant in the police department where they live? Put a 1 in the chat if you have a tyrant who's a cop where you live. I just want to know how many people have a tyrant where they live. Oh, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Brett Rhea's got a tyrant where he lives. Elliot, remove laws. I couldn't agree with you more. The name of the channel is Delete Laws. It's because we have too many dumb laws on the books that simply don't belong. Wow. Unfortunately, if I show that, they will continue to just hammer. Oh, ran him down. I can't show that either. Wow. That's crazy. Let me see what you guys can see. Let me open this big for you guys so you guys can search this stuff with me. Lezo TVO! Let's see what we got here. I helped him get arrested. So the cops are protecting the property. Update, earlier today, my wife and I sat in Black Mountain Ingles parking lot. Ingles refused to open or sell anything to anyone, even turning away families with small children and babies. Family begging to purchase diapers and formula were turned away and told we don't have anything when they could see clearly through the front windows. That was a lie. We were able then to go home because the curfew beginning at 7 p.m. Cops began to barricade the front door with their vehicles. Here's some pics from today. I'm not allowed to show anything.
Tonight, we're hearing from the EMT who was forcefully arrested inside the Strong Hospital Emergency Department while she had a patient on the gurney.
Does she think the punishment handed down yesterday against the Rochester police officer who did it is fair? News 10 NBC investigative reporter Jennifer Lukey spoke directly with Lakia Smith about it today. Jen?
Yeah, Brett, Deanna, we all remember this situation. It happened in July of 2022. And after more than 2 years, yesterday, we learned the officer seen in this video will remain on paid suspension, earning his $113,000 salary until March of 2025, when he will be able to retire and collect his pension. He won't ever be able to be a police officer in New York State again, but the woman in this video isn't satisfied with that outcome.
Lakia Smith is the woman you see in this video being pushed up against the desk, her arms forcefully pulled behind her back and cuffed. She admits she dinged Officer Charles Latempio's car door with the door of the ambulance she was driving just before this, but
my main focus at that moment was trying to get my patient inside the hospital so that he can get the care that he needs.
A few days after the incident, Charles Latempio was suspended with pay. An internal investigation determined he wrongfully detained Smith and used excessive force to do it. But the arbitration process took another 2 years.
I was furious that he was still getting paid after 2 years. I was furious that they still want to still allow him to keep his pension. And I'm furious that I wasn't able to tell my story.
Smith says she didn't testify during the arbitration hearing because they wouldn't let her attorney in the room.
I think this case highlights the broken disciplinary process for police officers in Rochester.
The hearing officer upheld only one of the charges that RPD's internal investigators found Latempio guilty of and suggested a punishment of retraining. Police Chief Dave Smith didn't like that recommendation, so
Did you hear what they just said? Did you hear this? Now they're
one of the charges that RPD's internal investigators found Latempio guilty of and suggested a punishment of retraining.
The punishment is retraining. The penalty would be a counseling memorandum or training. Unbelievable.
Police Chief Dave Smith didn't like that recommendation, so he reached an alternate settlement. Lakia Smith has filed a civil lawsuit over this incident against the city of Rochester and the Rochester Police Department, the same department that has already found Latempio guilty of using excessive force.
On one hand, the city's own employees who investigated this case are saying
he was guilty of X, Y, and Z. But on the other hand, they're fighting against a civil suit saying he wasn't guilty of the same X, Y, and Z. How do you reconcile that?
I don't think that you can reconcile it. And I think that the jury would see right through that. I think that anybody that watches the video can see with their own eyes Lotempio's actions were outrageous. They were unlawful. And in the end, I expect that we're going to achieve justice for Lakia in court.
Lakia Smith says she got a shoulder injury during that incident that has made it impossible for her to continue working on an ambulance toward her dream of becoming a paramedic. She's been fighting to get workers' comp benefits for the past 2 years. Brett and Deanna.
Thanks so much, Jen. And if you'd like to look through the internal documents associated with this case, we can link them to you at WHEC.com.
Of course. Of course. 1 second. Sorry, I want you guys to see this real quick. This is what I was trying to show you.
A woman suing Denver police tonight for arresting her for a crime she had nothing to do with. Police have dropped the charges and taken disciplinary actions against the officers.
But not before this woman spent 2 nights in jail. She tells CBS 4 investigator Katie Weiss she hopes her lawsuit will prevent this from happening again.
It's just really scary to me that you can be in the hospital thinking you're getting help and then get taken away to jail for 2 days.
Sarah Cook was a patient at Denver Health in August 2019 after she had been drugged and sexually assaulted at a party.
Having a drink and dancing, and then I don't remember anything until I woke up in the hospital.
Police were looking for this woman, suspected of burglarizing a downtown building.
According to the lawsuit, police were told the suspect went to St. Joseph's Hospital, but instead police came here to Denver Health, the wrong hospital, and arrested Cook while she was still in her hospital bed.
I suspect that there's quite a few women who were transported from the downtown area at Denver Health at any particular point in time at Denver Health. So for the officers to make an arrest based on the identifying information that they used, which was extremely vague, was completely unconstitutional.
Cook says she spent 2 nights in jail and bailed herself out before police checked surveillance footage and realized they arrested the wrong person. Cook says she got a call from police 3 days after she was arrested saying they would drop the charges.
Did anyone ever apologize? Not really. I think there was one representative from the police department that I talked to once who said, you know, the officers do want to say that they're sorry.
Denver police issued a written statement to CBS 4 about the incident, saying, quote, "The circumstances of this case are unique, and following a thorough investigation, the officers were disciplined. Documents show the officers involved were disciplined for failing to, quote, have the victim positively identify the suspect in a burglary investigation, resulting in the arrest of the wrong person. Both officers were put on a 10-day suspension in late January 2020, but were allowed to keep their jobs. Cook believes more should be done to ensure others aren't wrongly arrested, including more ethics training."
I just feel like if you have the power to
let me pause it. And it's not that, you know, I just don't want you guys to buy this bullshit of more training. I don't want you to buy that. And I don't want more ethics training. I want cops who wrongfully arrest people to be fired and charged with kidnapping. That's what I want. I want people who do things the wrong way to face consequences for what they do. Consequences for what they do. And Melisa said it, they were suspended with pay. It's just so unbelievable. And Age Go said, stop with the damn training. It's just a way for cops to get away with doing stuff to us and then say, oh, we need more money for more training. So they get more money while the cop gets paid time off, and then they got more training. So everything's good now. We got more money. He got his money. We got more money, and we just needed more training. That's all we needed. And I want that to change. I want that to change. So if you guys would please, can you guys type in the comment section for me, OTVO, overturn Terry versus Ohio? Can you do that for me just real fast? If you would, that would be absolutely awesome. I would really appreciate it. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. I really appreciate it. Chevy, what's up, Playboy? Chevy the songster. I didn't see your song till just now. I'm just now seeing the tunes that my boy put in the chat here. It's on the right. Where did that go? Chevy Monster. I just saw it and I lost it. Sorry, Chevy. And now OTVOs are rolling in. XX Man, good to see you. Holdy Locks, thank you. LTVO, Chevy, what is up? Team DLZ, neither Team DLZ was here today. I wonder what's up with those guys, where they went. Unless one of you guys have different usernames and you have Team DLZ as well. I would have liked to see Team DLZ here today. Jim, thanks for coming. Sean, April, yes, they are awesome, Chevy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Listen, we don't stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm sorry I haven't been on live as much as I was before I went to the dungeon. It took me a couple months to get my head on straight, and now my head's on straight, and I'm working on the studio constantly to get Constitutional Law Scholar done before it's too late. I want to have Constitutional Law Scholar completely and utterly done. And that's why I'm wearing the shirt. I'm working on the board game Constitutional Law Scholar. I'm working on it right now. I'm working on it every day, little bit every day, little bit every day, little bit every day. I'm not going to stop. I will not stop. I will not, you can't. And I get a bunch of emails and text messages of drama from someone saying this or listen, I already did that before I went to jail. I engaged with nefarious people who don't have any goals, don't have any meaning for this life. And I do. I really do. I really want to change this system. And I think that a good way to do that, first of all, is to educate people on these heinous Supreme Court cases, these horrible Supreme Court justices, and the horrible system of a bicameral legislature that appoints Supreme Court justices. Our House of Representatives is supposed to be a bicameral house where we elect the House and the senators are appointed. But because of the stalwarts and the half-breeds in the beginning of the 20th century and the end of the 19th century, beginning of the 20th, you had McKinley that was killed. You had President McKinley who was killed. You had two different presidents killed over party loyalty, first in 1880 and then in 1901. So we've got to get to that point where we have enough knowledge, and that's the big part of what I'm doing right now. I'm going to teach you guys which Supreme Court cases are heinous and why we should elect the Supreme Court with term limits. I have to do all that I can with what I've got. Ms. Constitutional Rights is kicking out some words here. I can't keep up with how fast you type. But you are typing fast, Ms. Constitutional Rights. I saw Ghost Trucker. Thank you for coming. April, always got my heart and soul. Soy Leal writes on. Bill Luke, thank you for signing up, man. I appreciate it. Everybody. Welcome Bill to the chat. Thanks for becoming a member. I really appreciate it. Remember, my accounts are shadow banned. Big time. I'm talking big time. You have no idea. So make sure you guys drop by, drop a comment, drop a like, share a video or two. Steve Conkler, appreciate all your effort. Steve's done a lot of stuff behind the scenes I can't even tell you guys about. I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Mikey B, Greg, Bruce, all the moderators who Jessica Kerstad, Danelle Brown, you guys who have been here with me, Soy Leal, and have been with me through the thick and the thin. If I'm ever not here one day, if my YouTube accounts disappear, go to my website, delete laws, and find out where I went. I'm not going to stop until I get into a position of power to change these policies, procedures, and protocols from the top down. And that's what I'm going to do. Bree Pennington, we don't stop under any circumstances, under any conditions. We don't stop. Overturn Terry versus Ohio. All right, I'm going to get the flock out of here. Jennifer Hill, nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get the flock. Oh, King Braveheart and Chevy. What's up, Playboy? Jeff hates pig. Derek takes pigs. Mrs. Pigs. All right, I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming. I'll see you on the next one. Later, Gators.